Hey everyone, welcome to another video and happy holidays. I hope you guys are staying safe out there and doing well. In today's video, I want to talk about school identity yet again. Now, this has been on a pretty steep decline, I'd say, ever since Rochambeau came out. The PvE players and the PvP players have been extremely unhappy about it. And in my video today, I want to talk about why I believe Selenopolis was kind of the nail in the coffin in terms of school identity. And the reason I say that is one, spell fusion, and number two, cosplaying is back. So why did school identity get ruined by spell fusion? You're probably asking yourself that. Well, I think a lot of it comes down to the fact of the matter that certain spells some schools should have. Let's take Lightning Dragon, for example. Really cool spell, right? I think for a long time, years, a lot of players were aware of this card and, Storm Wizards want it. But unfortunately, you do not get that spell on a storm. For me to get that like legacy cool storm spell, I literally have to make a fire, max him out or whatever, and then do the fusion quests just to have that storm spell. I think this is incredibly stupid. I think the people who own the spell should have it. Maybe they can make it a different kind of spell and not like the exact replica one-to-one. But goddamn, I can't tell you guys how disappointed I was when I figured out that I cannot actually train these spells. Like, a lot of us look at those spells on the KI Live and like in the game or on Twitter, and we're like, dude, I'm gonna finally get like Lightning Dragon or like, Storm Force Lord trained or something, right? Just for you to find out, you don't get that. You have to be another school to get that storm spell that you want, even though you are a storm. And this doesn't just go for storm, right? I'm just using it as an example because I main storm, but it's the same thing for other schools. So the issue with this is the fact of the matter that you yet again are incentivized to make another school to play your school, which is essentially what enables the cosplay meta, and that's what we're going to talk about here in one moment. I think a simple solution to fixing the fusions would simply be giving the cool spells like Lightning Dragon to a Storm, but making it a little bit different and not as like fire centric because it is a fire fusion. That way you keep the fire fusion intact, but you're also making the people who own the actual spell, the Storms, a Lightning Dragon. You're making them happy as well. And this is such a big deal with something like Lightning Dragon, for example, because like these are fan favorite spells. Like we've been knowing about these cards in the game for many years, and with the fusion update we saw it and we were like, oh my god, it's finally time, I'm gonna get it. But no, I have to be a fire to get it. A storm spell, which is dumb. Okay, next up, let's talk about the cosplay meta. So I'm gonna talk about this in PvE and in PvP. I guess we'll talk about PvE first because that affects more people, but essentially in PvE, there are no stat limits like there is in PvP. Well, what does that mean? Essentially, if you are on a defensive school like life, balance, death, ice, anything that can tank really, you can essentially just run fire and storm spells, but then keep the tankability of being, ice. For example, I'm on my death right now. I don't have all my jewels at all, or even a pet on, but I still have a crazy amount of HP. I can get way more. Same thing with resist. I have 200 damage nearly, 50 pierce. The only thing you give up technically is crits, but who really cares when you have thousands more HP and like way more resist. Keep in mind that these stats you're looking at right now, I'm missing an entire pet where I could get 40 more damage with the set bonus. So essentially in PvE, you can run maximum storm damage, which is 240, and then, have a crap ton of pierce as well, but obviously just reap the benefits of being a tank school. This is what cosplay is. Now in PvP last year, it was just taking over the entire meta. So the devs actually put limits in place. These are the stat cap limits for every school if you are interested in looking at them. In a raid, cosplaying is very common, whether it's like Dorm, Dire, etc. And in PvP, we thought we saw the end of it last year, but what do you know now? There are a crap ton of cosplayers. Just yesterday, I got 4 cosplayers in the span of 2 hours and 40 minutes on my stream. And honestly, I was having a good time until I got those kind of matches. So some of the things I saw was an ice being a better fire than a fire, a death being a better fire than a fire. I saw a fire just being a pure storm, which is just absolutely insane. Okay, this is Liam in the future. I'm just editing this in after the fact because I forgot to bring up the broken Lith and Lyre strats, which are very, very popular and common right now. So basically, life wizards will either be myth and, PvE one-shot their opponent, and they don't have to worry about anything or really the counters because they can just tank so much, and it's very easy for them to one-shot. Same thing with Lyre, right? It's very easy for them to just buff up Rain of Fire, Efreet, and you can't actually kill them on time because they keep their like 800 block, their 70 res, and their 15k HP. That's a very common one you see, especially at the higher ranks of play. It is very OP, and KI should probably look into fixing that. Now, I'll give a little bit of credit here. It is cool to see some different things in the game, but I think it's more so a problem when that person isn't even being their school anymore. I know a lot of people hate like Arch Mastery and Dual School in the community, and I respect your opinion on that. But I'm of the opinion that it's not terrible, it just needs to be balanced better. So for example, I'm just thinking of stuff off the top of my head here, but you could limit the amount of off-school spells you use and also make the penalty for dual schooling much bigger. Something cool I like about this meta when people are not cosplaying is like maybe like a fire like dueling storm to like counter like, hots and dots and maybe running berry for synergy. Like I think that is really cool, and like tactically dual schooling, I don't mind that. I have an issue with it when they pack more off school spells in their deck and they only use that school rather than their actual main school they're on, because again, that takes away from the whole point of school identity. So I'm not sure if this is possible, but if Wiz can find a way to get rid of people who are just purely cosplaying but keep the like normal players in the game who are just, playing their school and like, dipping into something to counter a little bit, not entirely being that separate other school, I think that's the best middle ground in my opinion. Or shit, one time I saw Death just being a balance, which I thought was absolutely insane as well. So yeah, that's my stance on school identity within the Selenopolis update. I think things just got worse, but again, it's not like the devs can't fix it. I need to stress this point because it's very important. They need to find a way to get rid of cosplay, but actually keep some dual school in the game. Also, for the spell fusions, I think the simple answer would be to just give the actual spells to the respected school they're on. For example, Storm Dragon, give that to a Storm. And yeah, that's everything I got for the video. Let me know your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments below, guys. Don't get it twisted, y'all. This meta right now is way better than the ones we've had the past year, whether it's like the Drain meta or the balanced mana burn spam meta. If Wiz gave me a reason to play or the game was a little more balanced, I would honestly be playing a lot of Wiz PvP right now, and I think that's, saying something. That's good. So don't take this video as me being like a doomer or something, because that's not the point I want to get across. I'm sure I'll get a comment down there being like, oh my god, you hate the game, why do you play it? Because, the TikTok brain rot nowadays. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and sub if you made it this far, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe, happy holidays, take care.